Every time a plane takes off, we trust the sky with our lives. We trust metal wings, invisible signals, and human decisions made miles above the ground. In 2025, across the United States, that trust was tested. Because behind the headline, behind the official statements, there were moments of terror measured in seconds, alarms screaming, systems failing, pilots fighting the impossible, and passengers unaware that their lives were about to change forever. These were not just aircraft failures. They were stories of human error, mechanical silence, split-second choices, and unanswered questions. What really happened in the skies of America? What went wrong? And could it happen again? Tonight, we don't just report the crashes. We reconstruct them, frame by frame, decision by decision. This is a journey into the final moments, where technology meets human instinct, where survival hangs on a single choice, and where the truth is more complex than any headline. Fasten your seatbelt. This is Plane Crashes, USA 2025. The cabin was quiet. Seatbelts fastened. Coffee cups half full. At 35,000 feet, everything felt normal. But normal is often how disaster begins. Inside the cockpit, warning lights didn't scream. They whispered. A flicker on the panel. A number that didn't look right. Air traffic control called it routine. The aircraft responded as trained. And for a moment, no one on board knew they were already running out of time. This aircraft, a Boeing/Airbus model, operating as flight name and number, departed from departure airport bound for destination. On board, passengers, crew, families, futures. Then the data changed. Altitude dropped faster than expected. Speed became unstable. Systems that should never fail failed together. In the final minutes, pilots followed checklists they had memorized for years. Every action precise, every second heavy. In the cabin, passengers felt it not panic yet, just wrong. A sudden turn, an unnatural silence from the engines. Some held hands, some prayed, some recorded messages they would never send. When the aircraft disappeared from radar, investigators at the National Transportation Safety Board, NTSB, were already preparing for what comes next. Wreckage fields, black box recovery, flight data, recorders revealing the truth second by second. Because every crash leaves behind two stories. The one we hear, and the one hidden inside the data. Was it mechanical failure? Human error? Weather? Or a chain of small decisions that became irreversible? In 2025, aviation safety in the United States faced critical questions. Questions about aging aircraft, training standards, manufacturing oversight, and whether warnings were ignored before it was too late. These are not just accidents. They are investigations into how close any flight can come to the edge, and how thin the line is between landing safely and becoming a headline. 2025 was not just another year in aviation history. It was a year when the skies we trust were tested repeatedly. UPS Airlines Flight 2976, Louisville, Kentucky, November 4th, 2025. It began as a routine cargo flight. UPS Airlines Flight 2976, a McDonnell Douglas MD, 11F, lifted off from Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport bound for Honolulu. On board, 3 dedicated crew members. On the ground below, workers, families, civilians going about their lives. But seconds into the climb, the unthinkable happened. The left engine detached from the wing, flames erupting and metal screaming through the sky. The aircraft crashed into an industrial area. All 3 crew members were killed instantly. Shockingly, 12 innocent lives on the ground were lost in the impact and ensuing chaos. Investigators quickly recovered the black boxes. What they found sent shockwaves across the aviation world. A critical component known to have failed before was not classified as a safety risk, despite warnings years earlier. This was not just a mechanical failure. This was a failure of oversight and a haunting reminder that history's whispers can become tomorrow's tragedy. MedJet's Flight 056 Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, January 31st, 2025. In the cold early days of 2025, MedJet's Flight 056 became one of the year's first heart-wrenching tragedies. This Learjet 55, a Medevac flight carrying a young patient and her mother climbed into the sky with urgency and hope. But minutes after takeoff from Northeast Philadelphia Airport, it crashed into the Castor Gardens neighborhood, igniting homes and cars alike. All 6 people on board perished, and 2 people on the ground lost their lives in the devastation. Flames erupted, families screamed, and a community was forever scarred. This wasn't just a crash, it was a story of life-saving intentions torn apart by tragedy, echoing in every street and every tear shed in Philadelphia. 2025, Hudson River helicopter crashed Jersey City, New Jersey, April 10th, 2025. On a sunny afternoon, a sightseeing helicopter flight became a nightmare. A Bell 206 Long Ranger 4, carrying 5 passengers and its experienced pilot, soared above the Hudson River, with the skyline shimmering nearby. Suddenly, the helicopter's tail boom failed a catastrophic in-flight breakup. In an instant, 6 lives ended as the aircraft plunged into the cold river below. Witnesses spoke of loud noises, then silence. This crash would become a stark reminder. Even scenic joyrides carry hidden risks, and every failure is a lesson burned into the heart of aviation safety. Bearing Air Flight 445 Alaska, February 6, 2025. In the remote expanse of the Bering Sea, Flight 445 carried 10 souls across frigid skies. But over Norton Sound, far from radar and rescue, the aircraft fell from the sky, a mystery frozen in time. In the vast Alaskan wilderness, where nature itself tests human flight, investigators found only wreckage and unanswered questions. 10 lives gone in a community searching for meaning in the silence of snow. Flying remains one of the safest ways to travel. But safety is never automatic. It is earned with every inspection, every checklist, every decision made under pressure. The tragedies of 2025 remind us why rules exist and why ignoring them costs lives. Because every safe landing is not just a routine. It is a tribute to those who never return home, and a promise to those who still fly. We will learn, we will honor, and we will never forget.